Why there's probably more excitement around the Twins this year than there has been in the past few years, including a season in which they hosted the All-Star Game. And if anybody can enjoy good weather in December, it's a guy that was born and raised in Wisconsin and plies his craft in Minneapolis these days. Twins GM Terry Ryan joins us on a downright balmy day by anybody's standards. Terry?
You can't beat this, Matt. I know what Minnesota's like right now, and I certainly know what Wisconsin's like, and it's nothing like this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. And, you know, good times in Minneapolis. We just got through showing our fans a little video from the press conferences. New manager in the fold in Paul Molitor. Torrey Hunter back in the Twin Cities. Congrats on what's been an eventful offseason so far.
Yeah, it's good to get Torrey into the organization again. We needed a right-handed hitting outfielder with some veteran presence. We've got a lot of young players, specifically outfielders, that are on our ball club. I think he's going to be the type of guy that Hicks can feed off of, and certainly Arcia and Rosario and Buxton and some of the younger guys we have.
I got some bullets left.
You know, you've known Torrey since he was 17, Terry. I'm curious your relationship with him, because he raved about you when I talk to him about you all the time.
We've had a great relationship, even when he left us to go play for the Angels Herald, and we've stayed close. And there's a lot of things that he and I have been through. When he was a young player, he really struggled in our minor league system. He never had a breakout year except his last month or so at AAA. And we were always concerned whether or not he might decide to go play football and those types of things that he was capable of doing. So we kept encouraging him to grind it out, and he did, and look where he is now. He's got, I don't know, 15 years in.
The relationship clearly paid off in getting him, because he had other clubs that were looking at him. Were you surprised he came to Minnesota?
I was happy he came. I thought there might be a chance. You know, he is 39 years old. He's got a history with the Twins. There's a chance that we're going to be better quicker than some people think, in our opinion. And I think Paul Molitor stated it in the press conference. Torrey Hunter stated it in the press conference. Obviously, I've got a lot of incentive to win. So we've got a chance here. If we get some of this pitching in order, we've got a chance to be pretty decent here soon.
Yeah, let's talk about the pitching, Terry. And I know that you guys stepped out in the free agent market a couple of times last year. The Phil Hughes deal ended up being a real good one for the team. So far, the results haven't been there with Ricky Nolasco. But I do know this, after having spoken to a few people in your organization last night, that they're privately very excited about what Neil Allen might be able to do to get Ricky Nolasco back on track.
Yeah, I hope that's the case, Matt. We need to get Ricky back on track. He's certainly capable of winning 15 games in the major leagues and providing the quality innings that we're looking for. And Pelfrey will be back as well, and I'm hoping he can rebound. And we've got some young guys. Some of the better and more talented players that we've got coming along are our younger pitchers, that Alex Meyer, for instance, Barrios, and a couple of those young guys. So we do have some quantity. Now it's just a matter of quality.
You know, what's interesting, too, is your ballpark. It's kind of funny in that you thought it was just going to be a straight-out pitcher's park, but the ball started jumping a little bit last year as well. How have you enjoyed Target Field, and how does it play in your mind?
Beautiful field. I think it plays fair. I'm not going to tell you it's a pitcher's park or a hitter's park. It's very fair. It's a little difficult for the left-handed bats to get balls over that right field and right center field wall, but it carries to left. Willingham hit about 35 there, so it didn't bother him at all. And it doesn't bother the opposition hitting home runs in our ballpark, so we need to get that straightened out.
Well, I'll tell you, you can take that same dialogue and apply it to the conversations around Petco Park here, right? The opposition doesn't seem to have trouble. It plays fair, but for whatever reason, we haven't been able to kind of channel that for good.
We've got a little bit more power now, you know, with Hunter coming aboard, and we've got Arcia who can hit a ball a long way, and Plouffe's got some power, and Dozier's got some power, and Escobar, or not Escobar, but Santana's got a little power. We'll start to hit some home runs here. I think we've got some guys that have some juice in their bats, so it'll be encouraging to start seeing some of the power that we used to have.
Yeah, you know who's intriguing in that regard is Kenny's Vargas, and I know that the Big Papi comparisons are out there for good reason, but he's fun to watch.
You don't have to remind me about Big Papi. I was the guy that let the Big Papi go, so we're going to bring in another one here and see if he can pick up the slack. So Kenny Vargas has got power from both sides, and he's made himself into a pretty good baseball player. He was very raw and crude when we signed him, and all of a sudden he got into our lineup this year, and we kind of took off offensively.
I got to ask you about Hicks and Buxton. because Buxton with the injuries, how's he doing? And then Hicks, you gave him a chance to really get a chance to play, and I'm curious how you're projecting him out.
Well, first off, on Buxton, he just had one of those nightmarish years where he got hurt about every time he took the field, it seemed like. He got hurt again in the Arizona Fall League, but he'll be all right by the time we start spring training. He broke a finger on his left hand. Hicks has got a chance here once again to establish himself. He can play defense, he can run, he can throw, he's got range, he takes good routes. Now it's just a matter if he's going to produce offensively and give us some contributions that we're not looking for much, Harold.
Yeah, no.
All he's got to do is step forward, and he's going to have another opportunity. And we'll see if he's going to take advantage of this.
I think that's where Torrey's going to come in big time for players like that, to really have that perspective on longevity and work ethic and everything else.
There's a little similarities between those two players. They both have struggled some. And Torrey went back and forth to AAA a couple times. Hicks gone back and forth. Now here is a chance that if he wants to be a major league center fielder, we've got an opening there that all he has to do is take a hold.
AL Central has gotten more interesting by the day. Certainly once we've gotten to San Diego, it's no longer the Tigers and everybody else. That's about as competitive a division as there is in baseball. Twins improvements very much a part of that. Terry, thanks for the visit. It's always nice to chat with you here in the winter meetings.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Terry.